Welcome back to Good Morning San Diego. Many San Diegans are experiencing mental and emotional stress as they adjust to the latest stay-at-home orders. Joining us via Skype is brain fitness researcher Heidi Hanna to talk about ways we can stay calm during quarantine. Good morning, Heidi.
Good morning, Allie, and it was lovely to see that beach view that you all had coming out of the break there. Thank you for that.
Well, now that we're not supposed to be at the beach, we're really going to have to try to find ways to de-stress without that. Talk a little bit about how people can kind of deal with the idea of being quarantined and being kind of cooped up a little bit here.
Yeah, here in San Diego, normally the beach is the place we go to recharge our own battery. And watching your coverage last night, I was very sensitive to the people on the boardwalk and the surfers and all the people really feeling like this important part of their life was being taken away. And interestingly, I've actually been researching the benefits of being at the beach for the last few years with my partners at Reef. And I've created an experience that people can do at home or at the office to essentially take their brain to the beach, even when their body is stuck at home. So I think those types of techniques, and certainly I can walk through the way that we kind of organize these calming strategies that we can use for our nervous system to really unplug and unwind a little bit when the stress starts to feel like it's just too much.
Yeah, I would imagine that a lot of that is listening to beach sounds, calming sounds, that must be probably a big aspect of trying to take yourself there even when you can't go there.
Absolutely. And actually the research has shown very clearly that the most relaxing sounds that the human system can listen to is those ocean wave sounds. And like even the video imagery that you guys showed after the break, when we listen to the ocean, when we look at pictures or videos of the ocean, even when we use essential oil blends that mimic the experience we would have if we were breathing in the negative ions of the beach, all of those things can actually help to calm us and ground us. And what happens when we do that is we allow the logical, rational part of our brain to actually come online. So we shift out of feeling reactive, which is so easy to do nowadays, to actually being able to respond in a more patient and loving and kind way. And I think in these particular circumstances, we're really seeing oftentimes the best and the worst of ourselves and other people when we get into those reactive states. So we really want to do what we can through breathing and calming our system with those types of non-conscious cues, just like those that we would experience if we actually were at the beach. We can do those in our home office with colors that we use, sounds that we use, smells that we use. And you can actually do a short beach brain meditation practice where you could even put a fan blowing on you to stimulate the sensation of being outdoors. And the brain really doesn't know the difference because it's getting those non-conscious cues, or what I call neural nudges, to help us really feel like we're actually there.
Wow, I think that's some really good ideas for people, especially being at home. What else do you recommend to kind of lower your stress level? What else do you think that people could be doing in order to take that deep breath and be able to cope with all of this?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, and of course, I know you all have been saying this, even though you are a really essential media coverage for all of us here in San Diego, we really need to think about how much news and information we're taking in. So I actually had been traveling for the first 2 weeks of this whole breakout experience. I was first in Seattle and then Los Angeles and then San Francisco. I felt like I was being chased by this whole thing as I was trying to navigate all of this. But while I was on the road, I actually didn't have much time to watch the news and stay updated. So maybe 15 minutes a day. I actually watched you guys on Facebook Live, and that's where I was getting my home updates. I felt a lot better. And then as soon as I got home, I felt like I needed to constantly be monitoring the situation. And I was really surprised the impact it had on me physically and psychologically. So I call it a healthy news diet, that we really need to be thinking about both the quantity and the quality of information that we're consuming, and really setting healthy boundaries for ourselves around that first. And then we can start doing things like making sure we're getting physical movement and activity, that we're using some healthy humor where appropriate to kind of change our mindset a little bit. Obviously, eating in a healthy way. I've got vitamin C drink here right in front of me, and I'm getting a lot of vitamin C to keep my immune system functioning well. All of those things are important. And when we calm the body first by how we eat and how we move and how we sleep, then we can start to shift our mindset. This is what I call stress mastery. So now we can actually be looking for things to feel grateful for or finding things funny. That's where we can start to use mindset training. But if our body's too amped up, if we're sitting for long periods or staring at screens for too long, we really don't have access to that logical part of our brain that helps us to problem solve more effectively and really show up as the person we want to be in the time that we have.
Oh, some very, very important stuff there, especially, yeah, the screen time, limiting some of the screen time. All right. Thank you so much, Heidi. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Allie. Have a great day.
As we've mentioned, San Diego beaches are now closed.